Created with free version for non-commercial use.
Hey you guys, this is your host Vanessa Morgan, live in the studio doing interviews. Today we're here with VIP TC Eckstein, vocalist. Hi TC.
Hi, how are you, girl?
Girl, I'm doing fine. I missed you here in Chicago, girl.
Oh, same here. It was so much fun this summer. I can't wait to get back there.
So TC, for those who don't know you, can you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Like she said, I'm TC. I go by TC, but my name is Teresa TC Eckstein. Stage name TC Eckstein vocalist. And I hail from Springfield, Massachusetts. My family legacy is directly from the influences of my famous grandfather, who, he's gone now, rest in peace. But,
Created with free
from the
version for
Harlem
non-commercial
Renaissance
use.
era in the 1940s, where he was a famous jazz musician by the name of Billy Eckstein. And his legacy has been passed on through the teachings of his jazz music by way of my father and my brother, and it's been kept alive. And my brother, the oldest brother, he passed away January 2016, and before he passed on, he made certain that it was passed on to me because he saw the ability in me to really perform jazz. And for over the years, I've performed in many different bands, and I've started out in gospel and in church singing, but I was always pressured to get back to jazz. When it's always in your head every day in the household as a kid, you can't help but when you hit your 20s to kind of want to branch out.
Created with free version for non-commercial use.
I wanted to get away from that, but I'm 52 now, and when I hit my 40s, I started circling back to my roots and really getting more into the jazz, and then I realized that it just came naturally. And but what I've done with my music is also crossed it with elements of hip hop, R&B. So, and Vanessa, from listening to my music, it's not just your typical jazz.
Oh yeah, girl, I know.
I try to be very versatile and creative in new different directions, but also keep the element of jazz in there to bring it back. So, I feel a lot of our youth today are getting away from that. And I think when hip-hop came along and it first demonstrated a lot of jazz in it, I really loved that. I loved that movement. And I want to
Created with free version for non-commercial use.
I always try to put a little bit of that in at least some of my albums.
Right. Also, I wanted to congratulate you again on becoming a part of the American Heart Association National Go Red for Women. Can you tell us a little bit about that for those who don't know?
Sure. Thank you very much, by the way. But, in the past, I've won Leading Lady, which is Go Red for Women is an organization from the American Heart Association that represents women all over the world, because a lot of people do not realize that heart disease is the number one killer among women, especially women of color. And being a woman of color, I truly wanted to be representative of such this ordeal, because not only based on my own experiences being a survivor with a pacemaker,
created with free version for non-commercial use.
Members have come across it as well, and I lost my father and brother. They were both age 55 when they died from it, and I'm the baby of the family. And as soon as I discovered I had it, because I was a nurse for over 15 years, I got actively involved in my church, and that's when the Heart Association people came to the church to talk about it. And afterwards, I pulled the woman aside, who was at that time the leader of the multicultural division. She was the representative for our division in Western Mass. Her name was Nikki Burnett, And I talked to her, and she said, you know, you really make a great candidate for someone to be one of our advocates and spokeswomen. And I said,
wow.
sure, I'm interested, you know, because you're teaching me and helping me to save my life and get back on track. And
Created with
the
free version for
information I was
non-commercial
learning, I was
use.
just so motivated to share it, and I was inspired to put it into my music as well and help others to be, you know, empowered and to fight to survive, because with the discovery of my heart disease, I was told I had a year to live, and that was back in 2005, and I'm still here.
Oh my gosh!
So
You know what?
I decided then and there I was going to keep on fighting, and since 2010 I won Leading Lady the first time. Then I won again in 2016, once for Boston and once for Western Mass, and now this year I won national, which means
Oh
I'll be all over the
gosh.
country, commercials, TV, you name it, videos, YouTube, all that.
Girl.
So
Oh.
I'm very excited, and also I'll be representing Western Mass. I'll be representing all of Mass, all of New York, all of Connecticut, all of northeastern regions, you know, New Jersey, Maine, all that.
Oh
So
my
Created with
gosh.
my
free
hands are
version
going to
for
be kind of
non-commercial
full with
use.
that on top of my music.
Most definitely.
And TV show.
Girl.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Oh my
busy,
gosh.
but, you know, it keeps my life well-rounded.
That's right. And you know what? I'm just so proud of you. Here, we all here at Post are very proud of you and everything you stand for. Your
Oh,
heart, compassion is just so beautiful and so lovely, and that you still find a time in your day, as much as you do, to still give back to the community, still give back to your loved ones, and still come to the Post site and promote other artists, and everything you do for us is just amazing. It is really amazing. It truly is.
oh, thank you. I'm so blessed to be a part of Pose, and I know it was God's will for us to become partners and be
Aw.
together and work together, because it's been such a blessing and so rewarding. And I feel like, you know, I've been given a second chance at life, and you know, because I've lost other family members, so it was like, you know, I begged God, please just keep me from
Created
this.
with free
I'll do
version for
whatever.
non-commercial use.
And
Oh.
when he did, you know, he truly gave me a great life. My life now, you know, it may not be millionaire, billionaire status, but it's a
Right.
pretty happy, content life. So I enjoy giving back, and I enjoy helping other people, and that's my way of saying thank you to God, is by giving back as much as I can. So I love my life now. I love what I do, and I'm very happy with it.
That's
So.
amazing. That really is amazing.
Thanks.
So, TC, can you tell us about your show, TC Eckstein Cafe? I know you've been keeping us
Oh,
updated, but you
sure.
know, what everybody
Yeah,
else need to know too? Go ahead, girl.
huh?
I said, go ahead, girl. Tell everybody about your
Oh.
show.
TC Eckstein Cafe TV it's mainly located, you know, it's originated here in Massachusetts, so it's seen locally on TV here in Springfield, Massachusetts. But I have a division on
Created
online
with free
streaming
version
for
for
free
non-commercial
through
use.
Ustream.tv, where you just go ustream.tv/TC Eckstein Cafe, and usually, you know, you'll see 2 months, like the month we're in now, slash the next month, right after TC Eckstein Cafe TV.
Okay.
And on the TV show online, it's 5 television shows streaming all at once, 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Yes.
Each month it changes. I change the settings of each shows and per month, and yeah, it becomes a lot of work, but it's so well worth it. And within the TV show, I interview different artists. I feature them. I spotlight them. I interview authors, CEOs, business people. You know, I feature the Pose artists, especially the VIP artists and the upcoming ones that are really doing good things, and their music is really, you know, making a good wave everywhere. And I'm also
Created with
partnered
free
with
version for
Brandon
non-commercial
Radio,
use.
who also brings people to Pose. And, you know, it's just a big, great networking opportunity. And at the same time, my work as a national gold red for women survivor and spokeswoman, I also get to advocate on my own show and feature PSAs, which are public service announcements that help women and people to understand, especially multicultural, how to take care of themselves and eat better diets, etc., stuff like that.
Beautiful.
And I get to feature my music, all the people that I've been listening to. I mean, there's enormous amounts of people sending me stuff, and I want to feature them all on the show. But my team is just like 5 people, so
wow.
I can't really get everybody on at once.
Right.
But I'm doing my best to get everybody out there.
So
I still love to tell them, if you got it, and if you recommend somebody, just have them email me and send it to TC Eckstein.
Created with free version for non-commercial use.
Perfect. Awesome. So, TC, is there any new music or projects you're working on that we can, look forward to? A little something you want to give us?
Oh, yeah. I'm a little behind because of my traveling this summer. When I got back, I got grandkids. I'm working on an album at the same time I'm working on a short film. And you know how when you want something just right, you think it's going to come out at a certain time, but then I set it back because I want it just the way I want it to be. So the short film is called Baby Girls, and it's spelled baby with the girl Gyyrrllzz, and it's a short film that's going to be basically about single mothers and their struggle with being a single mother, and the things that they have to go through and endure. And I'm not talking about just these single
Created
mothers
with free version for non-commercial use.
I'm talking about the ones that are really hardworking single mothers that deserve a break, but they get judged, harshly in society, and talked about badly, or they get minimal support from the dads, or what they have to endure out in society, just walking down the street with their kid, or trying to get the proper necessities like medical or whatever. We're just going to be talking about that and kind of implement a personal story into there too, and have women talking. And I wrote a couple of songs for the film, and I had a couple of artists, some of them from Poland, that they joined in and sent me their rap songs. So I've got a couple of them that are going to be featured, their rap songs in the film. So that's a big project we're working on, and also the ladies' roots and vocal leasing. That's the next LP coming up. And I've already started
Created
on it.
with free version for non-commercial use.
But it's not going to be complete until after the film. I don't know to be honest, I'm not sure which one will be completed first. But ladies' roots and vocal leasing is really a dedication to the legend of my family, the legacy, and my roots in jazz, and growing up and how I learned it, and which ones are most favorable and memorable for my deceased family members that I love so very much. And I continue on in their names. So that's what I'm working on now.
That's awesome. And you know what, TC, I just, again, love how much not only do you support other people, but you're still taking the time out to perfect your craft and still working what you need to work on and get yourself together. That is lovely. You're a very empowering young woman, young woman, and you heard me, young.
Oh,
you're a young woman, beautiful young woman.
Thank you, sweetie.
You're very welcome. Well, you just heard it from TC Eckstein.
Created with free version for non-commercial use.
Postproductions.com. Well, TC, is there anything you'd like to say to your fans before you go?
I love you very much. Please continue listening and stay in touch with me, and don't hesitate to try to contact me. TC Eckstein Cafe at Gmail. I'm also on Facebook, a number of pages on Facebook, but of course you can reach me at postproductions.com. And I love you all, and I'm so grateful and thankful for you. I love my fans. Mwah.
Created with free version for non-commercial use.